Hi, this is Kelly from Crafty Kellys at www.craftykelly.co.uk. Today I'm bringing you a fun project for my Altenew Academy education program, and we're going to be making a one-layered wonder. So this is for the course. It's a clean and simple card. So a couple of things that I'm going to be using today. I've got some Altenew inks and I've got a couple of the mini stamp sets. So I've got the mini hello, and I'm just going to be pulling out some of these really nice little flowers and leaves. And then I've got the Dream Big, so the butterfly. I don't have a large stamp from Altenew in a script or font, so I have just pulled in one from my Ranger embossing kit, which is in a similar script, and I think will work well for this project. So you could use any sentiment from the Altenew collection or what you have in your stash. So what I've done is I've already mounted it onto my stamping platform, and I've just made some pencil marks just to give me a rough idea of where my stamp will sit. I don't normally use pencil, but this is the best way to do this. I could stamp it and then re-stamp over it because I'm going to emboss that, but we won't do that today. So I'm just going to pop that plate over to one side, bring in my new plate and pick up the stamped image. And what I've done, just in case it does pick up like that just did there, I've just put some tape in the corner and I've butted my cardstock up to that point. The reason I've not butted the cardstock right into that corner is I find I don't always get as crisp a stamp image as I would like. So we're doing it this way. I need to get, I know you can get like the corner guides from some of the other stamping platform companies, and I could definitely do with one. So I'm just inking up in jet black for this first layer of the butterfly. And the beauty is if it doesn't give me a clean impression, I can always go back in. I just got a little bit in this top corner. That needs a bit more, I think. And just that body there. Beautiful. I'll just pop this over to one side and get the next layer. With the mini sets, it doesn't have like a step-by-step guide on where to place your next layer, but it is pretty straightforward. You've got these ridges here and also just at the edge of the stamp here, which then fit nicely into place. Think about that. Apologies for the head. I think that's right. So I'm just going to take the baby pink, I think, and do my first layer of colour. And I'm going to stamp that twice, so you can see I'm slightly off, I think, on that line, but I'm not so fussed about that. That's fine, that works. And then we're going to bring in the magenta in the darkest. So same again. Line it up. Sorry if my head was in the way. I'm just using the body as my line up point, and this time I use this ridge here. I'm going to go in with this lovely dark colour. To make that a lovely butterfly. And And using similar colours, we're now going to stamp a couple of these really nice flowers. But I'm going to do them so they're going under where the words are in a couple of places. And we'll go... I'm going to change the colours. I'm going to do a couple. One. Okay, so I've made a mask and masked off my first flower. I'm just going to take the leaf, pop it down. And we're going to go for the fresh leaf. And once again, because we're going to take that off, I should use probably a paper towel or something, but I'm just using a scrap piece of paper. One. So I'm just bringing in a small block to do my little centerpieces for the flowers. You could obviously put it on and reposition for quickness, and I feel that I'm going to get a good coverage with the ink, that I feel confident that I can just go straight in. We need to do some heat embossing, so I'm just going to bring in my anti-static bag, give my work a good dusting. Don't worry about the dust that's gone onto your project, because you can easily wipe that away after you've finished your heat embossing. I need to just change my plates. Check that we're still in a good position. Yep. And then take our sticky ink. So I'm using the clear glass by Rare Earth, which is their embossing ink, and it's very good, I found. You can use any embossing ink that you have. Versamark is one of the most well known. Ranger do a very good one as well. So there are a couple out on the market if you don't have any. Now, I tend to always ink up twice when heat embossing a project like this, because I want to ensure I've got really good coverage. You are very lucky with this kind of ink because it's designed to be tacky for long, so it won't dry straight away. You got a little bit of playtime. So I'm happy with that now, and I'm just going to remove it from my stamping tool. Get in my scrap bit of paper, will do. Oh, I used you earlier. And then apply our black embossing powder. Now I'm being quite liberal with my embossing powder because it's all going to get popped back into the pot. Try not to tap too hard. I've got a few stray bits, so I might just get a brush, go over those and just giving it another layer. Tapping that off. Make sure I get every little bit covered. Let's tip this bit away. I really need to get myself some storage pots for these. So I'm just going to get a small brush because there are a few loose ones. I don't want to blow too hard because I don't want to knock the rest of it off. I'm going to turn you over. So I'm just taking my brush and brushing it off. Ooh. Do have to be careful because it's not stuck on, it's just literally held on by a bit of tacky ink. You don't knock any of it off, but any little bit that's left on will turn to like the solid embossing powder. It will turn solid if it gets heat on it. So we're going for a nice clean card. Let's get the heat tool. When heat embossing, make sure that you warm your tool up fully before putting it onto your project. It just prevents too much warping and burning your embossing powder. And there we've got a very lovely and simple card front with lots of kind of clean space. So I'm just going to run it through my big shot on one side just to add some interest because it's going to be a white on white, which I love white on white, but I want to add a little bit of something else to it. So now I've put my piece, my layer, through the die cutting machine and I've got this lovely scalloped edge with a stitch, really pretty. So that's just going to mount up onto my card base, but I think I want to add just a couple of little bits of sparkle. So I've got these sequins that have got an adhesive back, and I've got some other sequins, so I've got like a choice of little things that I can look. So I'm going to grab a couple of those. I think we'll go for, nope, not a blue card. No, we'll go for some of those, I think. These are fab little embellishments that Stampin' Up do. I really enjoy using and quite versatile. So I've got a couple of different style ones here. They're like a little holographic, which is cool. So I'm going to use maybe a couple of these little flowers. Then I'm going to use one of the sequin ones just at the top here. Or do we think it's sequin ones all the way around? 2 sequins, 1 flower. And I'm keeping over to one side because I want to use that lovely stitch detail as like an element to draw your eye. So there we go, all done. We've got it popped up, but it's a 1-layered card, lovely to do. And as you can see with like the black embossing powder, it's kind of masked off those flowers, so they're just peeking behind, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm really chuffed with how this has come out today. So I hope you've enjoyed doing this with me today, and check out my blog to see what I'm working on at the moment, and catch you all again soon. So this has been Kelly from Crafty Kelly's at www.craftykelly.co.uk. Have a great day now. Bye.